Hare Krishna. So Krishna has spoken about Om, he has spoken about Tat, now he's going to speak about Sat in Shloka number 26 and 27. Let's see that now. Sadbhave sadhubhave cha sad ityetat prayujyate prashaste karmani tatha sakshabdah parthayujyate yagne tapasi dane cha sthitihi sad iti chochyate karma chaiva tadarthiyam sad ityeva vidhiyate. So here Lord Krishna is saying sadbhave sadhu bhave cha. The absolute truth is called Sat, and Sadbhave is actually talking about the absolute truth, and Sadhu Bhave is talking about the devotees, the performer. And both of them, Sat iti etat prayujyate, both of them are called as Sat. Then it is said, Prashaste karmani tatha Sat shabdah partha yujyate. And when these activities are performed, these different activities are performed and the word Sat is used, so what happens? All those activities becomes auspicious, very auspicious. And then here it is said, Yagne tapasi dane cha stitihi sad iti uchyate. So what are those activities that we're talking about? Yagye, sacrifice, tapasi, austerity, dana, charity. So even all these different activities which are meant for absolute truth, they are also indicated by the word Sat. And then finally it is said, Karma chaiva tad arthiyam sad iti eva abhidhiyate. And all these different activities are performed for whom? For the pleasure of the Lord. That's what is a very, very important point that is mentioned here. So here, finally Krishna is getting us to the platform of pure devotional service. So, pure devotional service is what? Pure devotional service is, before doing the activity, we think what will give pleasure to Krishna. We do it for the pleasure of Krishna. That is pure devotional activity. Without any tinge of any motive, any ulterior motive to get anything from that particular activity. Here it is said, the word Prashaste karmani or prescribed duties indicate that there are many activities prescribed in the Vedic literature which are purificatory processes, beginning from the time of conception up to the end of one's life. Such purificatory processes are adopted for the ultimate liberation of the living entity. Now see, before even the conception of the living entity happens in the womb of a lady, there is a samskar called Garbhadhan samskar. Before the male and female unite. So at that time, before that, there's samskar. There are some rituals those are done. And those rituals are called as Garbhadhan samskar. And then, in between we have so many samskaras, and at the end we have something called as mrityu samskar, when the person dies. So before the person even has entered the womb, a samskar is done, and when the person leaves the body, the samskar is done. So these are called as samskaras, purificatory processes. And in these samskaras, the main thing is that these three words are chanted, Om, Tat and Sat. And here, the main thing is that the person has to be purified. So it is given here. Such purificatory processes are adopted for the ultimate liberation of the living entity. So what is the goal of all these samskaras? Just one goal, that is purification, go back home, back to Godhead. So it's all the aim is at one, the goal is one, that is to go back home, back to Godhead, liberation. So in this way we understand that Om Tat Sat word is used. And in between we have something called as Upanayana Samskar, where the thread ceremony happens. Even at that time the Om Tat Sat, these words are used. There's one samskar called Vivaha Samskar, the marriage ceremony. There also this word is used. So like that, these three words, Om Tat Sat, are used in different purificatory processes. And we know very well that when we chant the holy names of the Lord, in all these samskaras become very, very perfect. They are executed very perfectly. We have discussed this in the last two videos also, that how when we are doing any activity, even any ritual for that matter, for our purification, what happens? There will be some shortcoming here and there. And as soon as we chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, all the shortcomings are taken care. So we have seen this, that whenever there is any program, any ceremony, all the devotees come together and they chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. They chant the holy names of the Lord. Now here in this shloka, one very nice thing is there about Sadbhave and Sadhubhave. See, Sadbhave, it is talking about the ultimate truth, that is the Lord. But Sadhubhave is talking about the devotee. Now, Sadbhave, that is Lord, and Sadhubhave, the devotee, both are considered to be Sat, eternal. What is that eternal thing? Here Prabhupada is saying, acting in Krishna consciousness is called Sattva, and one who is fully conscious of the activities of Krishna consciousness is called a Sadhu. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that transcendental subject matter becomes clear in the association of devotees. The words used are Satam Prasangat. Without good association, one cannot achieve transcendental knowledge. This is a very, very important point. To understand that eternal absolute truth, what we should do? We should come in the association of devotees. So when we come in the association of devotees, we can easily understand that absolute truth. Because Lord Himself says that wherever His devotees come together and chant the holy names, He is present in that particular place. Tatra tisthami narada yatra gayanti madbhakta. He's telling this to Narada Muni. So it's a very important thing to note, wherever devotees are there, Lord is present at that place. And devotees are empowered, they have been given special realizations about Lord and His different attributes. And those devotees with realizations can actually help us to realize the supreme truth. While reading this Bhaktivedanta purports, we understand that how Srila Prabhupada is playing that role in our life. So Srila Prabhupada is that realized soul who is helping us to realize the absolute truth. So such great devotees like Srila Prabhupada, they are called here as Sadhu Bhave. They are the ones who have realized the absolute truth and they help others also to realize the absolute truth. Here it is said about the word Tad Arthiyam, means offering service to anything which represents the Supreme, including such service as cooking and helping in the Lord's temple, or any other kind of work for broadcasting the glories of the Lord. These supreme words Om Tat Sat are thus used in many ways to perfect all activities and make everything complete. See, this thing has to be clearly understood, that whatever activities we are doing in our life, it is and it should be meant for the pleasure of Krishna. We have got all these senses in our body, not to gratify them, but to use them to gratify Krishna's senses. So all the activities that we do in our day-to-day life should be dovetailed towards Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. So here it is said, Tad Arthiyam, this particular word, it basically means offering service to anything which represents the Supreme. So we have to serve, like when it comes to cooking. So yes, that's a service to the Lord, cleaning the temple. Now the temple belongs to the Lord. So it has to be kept clean. Helping devotees belong to the Lord. So when we help devotees, that is also service to the Lord. So in this way, anything and everything that is connected to the Lord, even when that is taken care very nicely and served, Lord is served. So Lord and His various attributes have to be served with awe and reverence. So this is what is the point that is made. And finally the last point says that Om Tat Sat, when it is used, or basically in general, when the holy names are chanted, all the activities become perfect. So many times the word Sat is used here. Sat means eternal. Now after hearing this, surely someone will get this doubt or inquisitiveness. Okay, so Sad is there, then what is Asad? there should be some asat also. If something is eternal, there should be something which is not eternal. So, to help us to understand and solve our doubt, Krishna is going to speak the last shloka of this particular chapter. Let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.